Let's talk about why you should be encouraged, not discouraged, that 12 is breaking up the encampments at CCNY and Columbia University. Here's the thing about violent types, about people who lead through force and through violence. Whenever they can, they will, and if they didn't, it means they couldn't. There are several other such actions happening in New York City right now, and they only went after two. Keep in mind also that these two are very geographically close to one another, so logistically it made sense to go after both of them. They did it using overwhelming force and with shock and awe tactics, and thankfully it doesn't seem that anyone got seriously hurt, though of course that always remains to be seen with these goons. As we approach the anniversary of Kent State, the historical echoes could not be stronger, but I will continue to say that we should be heartened by this, not threatened. Imagine you're on a college campus in the late 60s, and you and your people are standing against something you know to be wrong. That is something your government is doing in your name, and you decide you're going to stand the fuck up against it. There is no internet. So the local news reports it, and news reports go out, and some of those news reports are heavily skewed, aren't exactly accurate, and maybe are even outright lying about you and the movement that you support. If you need money or supplies, or you need more people to know about it and maybe come help you, there is no internet. You have to write letters. You have to make phone calls. You are isolated. You are alone with only your conviction and the people around you in meat space. And that's it. And that is easy to take out. Cut to now. Do you see how quickly all of these encampments have popped up? Do you see how quickly it spreads when we have the means to connect with each other in a way that is not limited to who we can see in front of us with our own eyes in the physical world? You see how quickly this is spreading internationally, with protests and encampments of this kind literally on every continent on this planet. This is a different world and a new day, and we have an opportunity that humans have never had before. We know better than to listen to or believe the news. We don't have to wait for tomorrow's paper. We can see it right in real time, and we can respond in real time. And circling back, if you were the kind of person who wanted all of these encampments to be gone in your city, wouldn't you get rid of all of them at once? And if you didn't get rid of all of them at once, why didn't you do that? Because if I were a general, I would say the thing to do is to get rid of all the insurgents at once. Make it very clear that they can't have any ground in this particular battle. And again, there's only one reason not to do this, because you fucking can't. Keep spreading the information. Keep supporting these encampments, materially supporting them in whatever way is good for you. As I've said before, keep using your Discord and Signal groups, and any way that is not like connected to, that they don't have an eye into, use it. Use it now. Malcolm X once said something to the effect of, never let your enemies tell you how many of your side there is. But you can see it, right? There's so many of us. This is a game of attrition, and it's all about supplies. Like it or not, this is actually a battle. You should think of it as if we are in some sort of conflict. They simply cannot stop us all. They will run out of people. They will run out of supplies. They will run out of energy. They cannot keep stopping us if we don't let them scare us with these acts of shock and awe. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be escalation, and prepare yourself for, let me not put out there what I think could happen, but prepare yourself. But if we've been able to do this within just a couple of weeks, think about what we can do if we keep it up. As I've said before, marching down the street with a sign isn't going to cut it anymore. But this kind of thing, the taking over of locations, the encampments, that's a different story. That's not asking, it's telling, it's demanding, it's making it so that they can't ignore, and they have to actually use material resources in order to stop us. And there's too many of us for them to stop us all. We're in this, and it's just starting. And what better way to honor Beltane International Workers' Day, the OG Labor Day, and also the memory of May 4th, the Kent State Massacre? What better way to honor these important days than to say, this time, we're gonna fucking win.